Well, at church Sunday, our pastor used a very common scripture in his sermon, and it is in 1 Corinthians 15:10. It says, "But by the grace of God I am what I am. And his grace which was bestowed on me was not in vain, but I labored more abundantly than they all. Yet not I, but the grace of God which was in me." Now, he focused on the first part about I am, but the word that really jumped out at me, cool, when a message can be spoken and everybody gets something different or maybe a little more, but he said, "It's by the grace of God I am what I am." We say that, but do we really get that? Then Paul went on to say, but the grace he gave me, it wasn't in vain. He goes, I did something with it. He said, I thank God I labor more than you all. Well, that really jumped out at me, and I realized that could fit me in a lot of ways. God has bestowed grace on Gary and I, and we have labored a lot. I was raised by a family that knew how to serve God. We called it serving the Lord. And so I've done a lot of different things, and actually just feel like I've had different lives. Actually, in my 66 years, I've had different areas of my life and it's like then the chapter changed and I was doing something else. But each one of those things I did, I look back, he goes, but I labored more abundantly than whoever he was talking to there. He said, but yet not I, but the grace of God which is in me. I realized that anything we've done, it's just by his grace. We can take no credit for that. But you can start thinking you do. Paul, he went on another little bit later in the 2 Corinthians, in the same letters he was writing to the Corinthian church, 2 Corinthians 12:9, he said to me, because here he had a problem. So now he has this thorn in his flesh, whatever it is. He said, when I would do right thing, I would try to do good, evil's present with me. I end up doing the evil I would not do. I end up doing, he was in a strait, and he goes, oh, wretched man am I. So this great man who God gave him grace, and he'd labored a lot and done a lot of good works in his life, he got to the point he got stuck in something that he could not get out of. And the Lord said this to him in 2 Corinthians. He said, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. For my strength is made perfect in weakness. The word perfect there means complete. Most gladly, therefore, I will glory in my infirmities at the power that I will go ahead and glory in my weaknesses or my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. In other words, I get it. He said, so everything I've done in the past has really just been by your grace. And then that also means anything I'm doing now, even on a bad day, even when I've got a problem, I seem like I'm just not able to overcome in myself. I'm weak in this area. I'm weak. Paul had to say I'm weak. No matter what all I've done, I'm weak. But he said, I see that his grace, or the Lord said, my grace is sufficient. Because it's only in those weak areas that God gets all the glory. If not, Pam gets the glory. Apostle Paul would get the glory. We get the glory in the areas that we're able to be strong in. Even if it's strong in his grace. We don't get to take the credit, but the truth is, people can give you the credit, and we can even start taking it ourselves. We don't watch it. The reality is, it's in those areas that we just can't do it. I'm telling you, I'm in a place right now in my life where I'm like, I think, well, if I do this more, if I do that more, I'm going to be better at this. I'm going to be better. I'm going to try harder, try to be a better wife, try to be more tolerant, try to be more patient. I'm telling you, it ain't working. I'm going to have to rely on his grace. His grace to change me. His grace to help me go forth. Because it don't matter what all I've done in the past. It matters today. Apostle Paul found out. And God will allow us to get in places that we are not able to overcome it by our own self. Even our own spirituality. Oh, if I just read more, if I fast more, if I get more spiritual. No. It ain't going to happen because that's going to happen because I understand the amazing grace that I never could do anything right without him. And if he's brought me this far, he's going to help me in this situation. But it's not going to be where Pam's going to get any credit. I've got to give myself grace. I got to give myself grace because he's given it to me. It's me that's trying to be Miss Perfection. Again, can you imagine that? Here I go again. God bless you.